How do, and welcome back to a blisteringly hot Lancashire day. It must be nearly 30 degrees outside, certainly the high 20s. This is the last week of summer, and it's a heat wave. But it's only going to last this week, so make the most of it. I've been sat outside playing radio this afternoon, and it's just got too hot. My back's like a sun trap. It's just too hot, so I came in and I've cracked open a pale ale. I brewed this, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. It still needs probably another week in the bottle. I'm not over pleased with it though. I brewed this, or I fermented this at about 22 degrees. I used, I forget now, I used the Nottingham yeast in this one, and it uses for the hops, I think they're called Celia or Celia, and also Jasper. Now Celia is the only hop you can buy on Malt Millet if you're looking for Styrian Golding. If you search for Styrian Golding, it just gives you this Celia, and it's not Styrian Golding, it's a cross of Styrian Golding and I think 2 other hops, so it's not the same hop. And the Jester, it's I don't like it. It's marketed as being like the UK version of a West Coast Yakima Valley sort of tropical fruity hop, and it just isn't. It's earthy, it's a little bit of like spicy. I mean, it's okay, but if I had it in a pub, I wouldn't take it back, but I wouldn't be buying another. I'd be trying another pale ale. I don't really like it. What did I use for bittering? Admiral. That's turned out nice. Nice little bitterness at the back end, but not too much. So it's an okay beer. Lovely colour. Look at that. That's a really nice copper coloured beer. Anyway, before I move on, I'm going to talk today about my next brew, but before I do, I'll tell you how the American Pale Ale is going. It's going great. Today's day 10 and it's finished fermenting. It started a little higher than I was expecting at 1050, but it's come all the way down to 1010, and I've started to dry hop today, so I added 28 grams or 1 ounce of Cascade. Don't forget to use Cascade for the flavour, Cascade at the Whirlpool. So I'm dry hopping with Cascade. Very sort of a la Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. But what I've also added is 28 grams of Citra, just because I had some lying around in the freezer. So I thought, well, I'll use them up. And there was about 28 grams, so I've thrown them in as well. So that's been dry hopped now. And that will be ready for bottling either Saturday morning or Sunday morning, so that's 3 or 4 days, depending on my taste tests. So if I taste it on Saturday and I really like it, I'll bottle. If I think it needs just that little bit extra, I'll bottle on Sunday. I'm not going to leave it much longer though, because I'm always worried when dry hopping that you develop those sort of grassy flavours if they've been left in too long. So it'll either be Saturday morning or Sunday morning based on the taste test. And there's been a lot of taste tests of this beer. I've been doing like a hydrometer reading every single day. I won't get 40 bottles from it. Anyway, you know, I'll get 30 odd at least. But it's tasting really good. Anyway, so that's the update on the American Pale Ale. Now, what about my next beer? I plan to brew next on the 22nd of September. And I'm going to video it. I was thinking of doing a live stream, but it's a Friday and everyone's going to be at work and I'm going to look really sad. just me on my own live streaming. So I'll video it. And it's going to be a best bitter. Traditional, very old school traditional best bitter. And what I'm going to use is, according to my recipe, 230 grams of crystal. somewhere between 40 and 60 lover bonds, so quite a medium crystal there. I'm going to add a little bit of toasted malts. I've never used them, so I thought it'd be a nice experiment and see if I can get, there's a beer I had, I think it's Red James, but it has this flavour that I call tobacco, and it's like a mixture of toastiness and you know, the sweet caramel. So I'm going to add 70 grams just to try, and then for colouring I'm going to add 30 grams of black paint, 2.8 kilograms of light DME, and then for the hops, really old school Fuggles. I don't know what the alpha acids are yet, so I don't know how many I'll be adding, but it should be somewhere around about 60 grams, and then that's for 60 minutes, and then 5 minutes East Kent Golding, 28 grams. There's no flavour addition. This is an old school bitter, and you don't add flavour additions in an old school bitter. It's about the bitterness of the beer mixed with the sweet caramels and toastiness of the malts. That's your old school bitter. So there's no 15-minute addition. It's just the 60-minute, 5 minute to the end, and that's it. And there's no dry hop. So a really simple beer, basically. But that should give me a really nice traditional bitter, and that's what I'm aiming for. Let's have a look at the stats. So here they are in Beersmith, and as you can see, they're in the green zone, almost in the middle of the BJCP guidelines. So my original gravity estimation is going to be 1045. 33.2 IBUs, so nicely in the middle there for the style, for bitterness. Colour's 21, a little bit on the lighter side, but I'm okay with that. And then estimated ABV should be 4.3%. So really nice average old school English bitter, basically right in the middle of the BJCP guidelines. So that's it, that's going to be my next beer, and it's going to be great compared to this. Not all beers turn out a success, especially where you're trying hops you've never used before, and sometimes you just don't like them, and that's the case with this. I don't like the Celia, and I don't like that Jester. No, it's definitely not as advertised, let me just say that. So that's it for now. Hope you have a great day if you're in England, and enjoying the sunshine this evening. And it's meant to last to the weekend as well. So that's good news. The last sort of farewell to summer with a nice heat wave. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.